Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we are going to be finally finishing the secondary weapons of the Scout in this new episode of Scout's Pouch. If you are new to this series, then make sure you go back and check the other videos out if you want to learn a bit more about any of the other Scout weapons I've covered up until this point. There's a playlist somewhere on my channel. I'll try and put a link to it in the description if I remember. I can't promise anything though. And another quick thing before we start, according to my YouTube analytics, over 50% of people watching this video right now aren't actually subscribed to my YouTube channel. So I'd love to see if we can try and get that stat down, because a lot of you are watching but aren't subscribed, so you may as well subscribe. So yeah, I'm trying to give away an unusual when I hit 60,000 subscribers, so if a couple of you guys who aren't subscribed do subscribe, we might be able to hit that quicker, and you might win an unusual for being subbed. It's free. So the flying guillotine is a secondary weapon for the Scout, and it's the last secondary we are going to be covering in this series. And it's a community created promo weapon from the game Sleeping Dogs. It is a meat cleaver with the Chinese characters for dead meat, according to the wiki, which I'm assuming has something to do with the Sleeping Dogs game. I've never played it though. The flying guillotine comes in unique, genuine, strange, and collector's quality. You get the unique quality through drops and crafts. You can get the strange version from crate 56. The only way to get the genuine quality one nowadays is to trade, but it did come into the game from pre-ordering the game Sleeping Dogs before August 17th in 2012. So it's been in the game for a pretty long time now. And then the collector's quality, you need a kit, a chemistry kit, but you may as well just trade for it. It's so much cheaper and easier. Okay, so now that we have covered how to get this weapon, let's talk a little bit about the stats of it. So this weapon is quite different to the other secondaries because it's not a pistol, obviously, but instead it is a projectile that is thrown in an arc. Once you've thrown, you have to wait 6 seconds for it to recharge, and you can't actually pick up a thrown cleaver to recharge the meter and get it straight away like you could the Sandman. Don't know why. You could still reach down and pick it up. I don't know why it doesn't work. And if the cleaver hits an enemy, it will deal around 50 damage and cause a bleeding effect for around 5 seconds also, dealing even more damage. It actually does have a maximum range, so if you throw it too far, it will count as it being landed, and if it does hit somebody, it won't actually deal any damage to it, which is something to keep an eye out for. But I don't know how far that range is, the wiki doesn't say, so hopefully you should be fine on most maps, but just keep an eye out. I feel like if you're hitting a shot from that far away with this gun though, it's not a gun, it's a cleaver. But if you're hitting a shot that far away, I think you deserve the damage. I think they should just die instantly. Also, if you hit an enemy from a longer range, the recharge time can be sped up by 1.5 seconds. So instead of waiting 6, you're waiting 4.5, which it sounds not that much, but it is quite a difference when you're actually playing. So if you're good at long shots, you're going to be throwing this thing quite a lot. Okay, so now we have spoken about the stats of the weapon, let's talk about how to actually use it and get the most out of having the guillotine equipped. So the thing about this weapon is that when you throw it, you lose it for 6 seconds. So you have some options here on how you choose to use it. You could engage in a normal scout fight using your primary weapon first, then pull out the guillotine when you run out of bullets and hope for the best. Or you could throw the guillotine into the mix of enemies first and then try and finish it off with the scattergun. For some reason, I quite like to throw the guillotine first so that the enemy is bleeding while I'm fighting them, so they might be a little bit panicked and like flustered and hopefully miss some of the shots because of that. And also, if they've already been damaged while I'm getting into a fight with them, it means I have to hit less shots. And because I whiff so many shots a lot of the time, like really easy shots as well, the less I have to hit, the better, really. I mean, either way works. It doesn't really matter how you use it. You'll find a way that you like to use it, and if you're getting kills with it, it works. You may as well carry on doing that. It literally doesn't matter however you want to use it, but that's how I like to use it. I also like to use this with the Rap Assassin equipped as well. That way you can deal more bleeding damage and start hurting enemies even more from further away before engaging or as you're trying to disengage. You used to be able to do this in a perfect combo with the Sandman until Valve basically took the Sandman by both ends and snapped it in half, making it completely useless. I mean, they didn't actually snap the Sandman, they just nerfed it, so nobody really wants to use it anymore, and there's no point of doing that. But the guillotine is actually really, really strong, and having it with a Rap Assassin or something like that makes it amazing. So you can deal loads of damage going into a fight, or loads of damage trying to leave a fight, and then it makes the fight easier if you've just started it, or hopefully you kill the enemy off as you're trying to leave. This weapon is actually fairly interesting to use. I found myself being quite inconsistent with it because it does take a good amount of time to get used to, I feel like, which isn't a bad thing. I'm actually glad I have to sink some time into learning a weapon and not just being able to pick it up and use it fairly well straight away, because then you actually have to figure out how to use it properly and you're not just going around doing what you think might work. And I found that aiming this thing with no view model is actually easier for me than when I can see the thing, which is a bit weird because normally seeing my view models doesn't really affect the way I aim, but it did here. I noticed I hit loads more when I couldn't see the view model. I have to be honest, I didn't think I would like using this weapon for a video. I really didn't. But when I was using it, I did actually have quite a lot of fun trying to hit people from wherever I was standing, and I felt a real sense of achievement whenever I hit somebody and killed them with the cleaver. It feels good when you actually land the cleaver and the rap assassin ball, just like it used to do when you hit the Sandman and the rap assassin, not the rap assassin, I can't use both of those at the same time, but like it did with the Sandman and the flying guillotine before Valve destroyed that combo completely. It's just a bit sad, really. But overall, I want to use this weapon more and get good with it. I'm sure you can annoy a lot of people with it if you get good enough. And if you haven't used this weapon in a while, make sure you go and try it out. It's actually super fun and you might like it. I actually had a couple of people in the servers I was playing swap to using the fire guillotine because I was hitting them with it and they were just getting annoyed at it. So anyway, that is going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you leave our video a like. It lets me know that you guys want to see more of this stuff, and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. We have a lot of awesome content coming up and an unusual giveaway when we hit 60k subs, so you're not going to want to miss anything. Let me know in the comments what you think of the flying guillotine, and we might be able to discuss our thoughts down there. But other than that, I think I've said everything I needed to say, so thank you all so much for watching. Again, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.